and leader in parliament. Isn't he indeed silly, inciting people to violence? He should be invited for investigation by the police. This man can't be an MP. And this one also says, how can a leader spew such words? A leader should unite others than divide the humans we want to govern. This one also is coming in from Henry Opoku, says, you are very okay. Your words are not pleasant to the ears this morning. George says, so what is the law enforcement agencies doing? They should quickly arrest this man for inciting the youth. What kind of honorable man be this honorable soul in the Agus house? God have mercy on us. And Emmanuel says, behind the scenes, he has got close ties with NDC bigwigs. Don't be bamboozled. All right, that's your opinion. Thank you very much. And this one's coming from Collins. Collins says they think MPP is still in power. It's been a month now, and since MPP exists, since MPP exit, so they are feeling the opposition yet silly. All right, let's come down with our words this morning. Thomas says in this video, if this video is actually true, then the minority chief whip needs a clinical psychologist. He's just a kiddo. His words are cough, ill-mannered, and yobbish. He may need to select his words carefully and wisely. May the good Lord help him. It's coming from Thomas. Thomas, thank you very much for your message. Isaac says, if the media stops the coverage of some of these cantata movies, they will stop acting. It's because they are enjoying the attention given them by the media. That is why they continue acting more movies. But problem is the patience. This man just apologized in Parliament a few days ago. Now see him misbehaving again. That's coming from Ashraf. Ashraf, thank you very much for joining us on the Global Morning Show. Jojo for Standing Back says, I'm very disappointed in this general man. I believe in him and his kind of leadership, but I'm so disappointed, Jojo from Standing Bank. Thank you very much, Jojo, for reaching out to us. 7:30. We are still on the Global Morning Show. Frank Abo is here, and he also shared the same name with Frank Anodombre. Franks, are you all like that? Is that how Franks are?
That is his opinion. That's another way of trying to express his feelings. So I cannot take it away from him.
You cannot take it away from him.
Yes, but in actual fact, you have to be frank in everything you do.
You have to be frank
in everything you do.
So if you are frank and you are not being frank, what should we do to you?
How do we justify that?
From your words and your action. You can be justified. So we should take action.
The fact that he didn't say it the way you wanted it, that doesn't mean he's not frank.
He's not frank.
No, you just have to be frank to whatever you do or say.
So I don't praise Frank.
He's not somebody that will promise right and give you left.
So you agree with him?
That is another leg of the conversation. So I am just answering you concerning the name you brought up.
And you said he's frank.
Yes.
And I'm saying that his action and words.
So now ask me. Ask me the hard question.
Do you agree with him?
No. I did not. I 100% disagree with him, and I condemn it seriously. Ghana is a peaceful country. You see, we are surrounded by the countries who doesn't speak English, francophone countries. When you go at the side there, we go to Togo, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire. So Nende Jody, let me like bar for again. I like cheer for me about Georgia. So Numa Pete, hey, Wala, it is not. I saw the video yesterday. Echo microphone channel 1 reporter see
he intended it and yet do it.
And it is not something we should nobody should entertain. Even if I were to be his main man, right hand side person, I'll tell the boss this one there one can hear.
Is it not causing fear and panic?
Yes, that is what is happening right now.
Is it not against the law?
Oh yes,
because I know people who cause fear and panic.
These are reasonable comments. These are treasonable comments that the police should not waste time
At all.
in picking. But you see, that immunity clause that is protecting member of parliament is also there. So when you are taking any action, you should consider that one too. So you cannot just stand up and go and pick up a member of parliament. You want to arrest him right now, he'll tell you he's on his way to Parliament House. Yes, you cannot arrest him.
Then the parliament to use their privilege committee to deal with him.
That is one point.
That is
so
the
parliament should have to release him for prosecution.
Arrest, yeah, for prosecution.
Yes, I think that's what should happen.
Because these are comments people made.
Yeah,
and they are in jail.
People make some of these comments in the past, and we all condemn it. So I don't expect that thing from him. I've been saying, Honorable Frank Anodompere, take it easy. Take it easy.
Because like somebody who America suspended.
But then light and yakalanaji ko boko blibli evame. Beshi the beshi evaji.
Menyabe attention deal lo.
Beshi de.
Beshi.
The guns will understand. When the beshi follow him, then edole dokume.
Oh. I don't blame him. Maybe HTB are not very popular. What
else will make him popular than
being controversial?
The fact that they voted for, even though his result, the result from his constituency is questionable. Look at what they went through, and they declared him somehow. Even so, the moment you put out yourself for election, and they voted for you, first time he was in parliament, second time he's in parliament, he's already popular. What else did he want to do again?
Maybe he wants the party to see that he's fighting for
even
the
last. Okay, fine. The last time we saw him destroying things at appointment committee, didn't we see him? We saw him. Yeah, honorable person. Let's go for technology. Table. Me say it. So that alone makes him popular. And after that, he went on suspension. He's popular.
Shake table again.
He's a hard guy.
I know. You might lose your seat.
And
you might not even
the
get
CEO of Ghana Petroleum.
Yeah.
I'll say again, we are sorry. We don't know that you are a prophetess. She saw it.
Hard Castile.
Yes, we saw it. She saw it, seriously. She saw that my brother Frank Anodompere is a silly man, silly boy. And he's not exhibiting it.
That comment is a silly comment.
We are sorry. Yeah. Hardcastle, we are sorry. We are sorry. We are sorry.
In fact,
I advocate that your appointment should be withdrawn.
In fact, you said it here.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm sorry.
I apologize for it.
But again, I want to be quick. He's saying that 2 wrongs does not make it right. For the fact that Ochato actually don't date you boy anyhow, it's not proper.
Then no.
It should not happen again. Shouldn't happen again. That thing shouldn't happen again.
This is bad. Akwambalo they are looking up to Anodompere. They follow him. He has followers. Amro Lila, whatever he does, the way you are, I take it serious. Tanya the said of Blola, there are certain members of NPP who see him as a role model and will take this action exactly the way he said it.
It cannot happen. Fine. Let me say one, saying it. Second, whether it can happen. That thing will never happen. Ghana, we are very peaceful. And
anyway, like possible. Anything can just.
Canada, Japan, Canada, Japan is very specific. So it will not happen. Seriously. I just learned one thing from MPP. When they say certain things, it doesn't happen. One of them is building agenda 111. Yes, I sat here. I said it will not happen. So they said agenda 111.
And they've done 111.
So the 3 doesn't represent the 101.
It's 111. Still 111.
So and the second one is some of these comments. It will not happen. Nothing will happen. Ghana, we are safe.
we are not safe if we
Oh,
have
we are safe,
people
we are
like
safe.
Arnold Domprel will be saying things.
I can tell you for a fact that Ghana we are safe. See, I thank God nke join be education the Daniel Ghana. Esema when it comes to some of these things. Apajo, the countries where Hukalami Mikpon Tepe. I think we were young then when Togo Tojak but for Ghana the feed. We were very young. Not I think before Togo to for Agbava, ya Liberia torture for Vade. Mikpo Cote d'Ivoire torture. Even far away crying, looking at what is happening in Boku. It is not something that Ghanaians would like to engage in. Oh, seriously.
Okay, there's an information that though, but Ghana has been ranked second peaceful country in Africa.
Yes.
Second peaceful country.
That is why I said it
Africa.
cannot, those things that he is saying cannot happen in Ghana.
We can miss
One,
that.
Ghana we fear. Me vona. For vona tominyo.
Sure.
Oh yes. For vona tominyo.
Sure, but
And me have say our security forces, they are up to tax. We see them acting on a slow pace, but sure banker, when they get to you, they will not forgive you. Look at what they did to Nkwanta people. Nkwanta tobe madano. Code of me, I got something kokwa.
Maybe we will negotiate a lot of time.
Negotiate. They
That
really
trust,
negotiate.
Trust me, police will yeah.
Oh yes.
Very well.
Yes. Despite everything, the police, the military, I trust them so much. Oh, come on.
So Ghana matter have any issue?
Oh no.
Violence,
Oh, we will not have it. It will not happen. It will not happen. That's why I started citing it. Lunkunya Avenue. These pockets of violence, pocket of disturbance. See the way they handle it. No Vayaku went to ascend them. No operation silence them. No Yavado Yaku. We are talking ascend them.
I come at when I Galamse overtake no, you trusted them.
No, they handle it. The only issue is fake politicians of us still like that. SSM don't operate now. So I'm saying issue is a different ball game.
Trust police or too much. It can be
influenced. Politicians. So the factor that is preventing them is the politicians.
The politicians.
So the Galamsey issue. Okay, let's wait and see. This administration should also activate some. Let's see what will happen to them.
They should activate what?
But when it talks about this kind of violence, killing, beating, shooting, I trust them they will handle it. Oh yes.
Anyway, we should talk about prevention rather than curing it.
And one of my prevention words is it will not happen. Whatever he is saying is for him and his family. It will not, that will not happen in Ghana. Is to take some money from him that day. I mean, saying, oh, hey, no, I don't know they do share coins. No, Pogami, I've as well, you're magical. I attack for what? And don't forget, in one house, there's full of politicians, multi-party for that matter. NDC in that house, PMP, CPP in that house, NDC in that house. Typical example, Gina Pos, Ablakwas, Esenyama. So, hey, Micha America, and you never have me for what?
Where Johnny?
Oh, it will. Ghana abuse the minds of people, but this is not any serious comment. It will not happen. This thing will never happen in Ghana. Then we box on. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thank you. I believe your comment anyway. I believe you will not get there.
Let me speak the mind. I'm speaking the mind of the masses. One of the masses sent me that messages. We have a magbreve. It will not happen. Everyone call you mouth. Klante jirala la simelefi. Amiele klante jiralo. Eye nyirine. We never ne agbe adagbelevi leko. Klante nyirela agbe kuna agbe le mouth di. Moto. Nyirina klante ko. yeah, whatever I know don't press it will not happen.
And you that client if you be as an client already.
So if you're being yummy,
If you be a college agbori, abo la wa be a college client
that way I tell you never a dag bella you go I get a clatter and a coil a dag bella
And you-
not the one that you dag be or you
Ooh.
brother, you know, if I have you jack,
Cry.
go watch it.
Anyway, let's be peaceful in this country. Ghana will rank me second peaceful country in Africa. Let me protect that image.
Sure,
I'm
sure.
saying Ghana is a very peaceful country.
Sure.
And we've still stand by that standard. Aka just recently make us a two second peaceful country in Africa. I think that we are highly commended nationwide for this, and me I keep to the standard. All right, so me go for a break, and then when we come back, me I get a newspaper OG, and we'll see by 8 o'clock that me have ECG PRO. Academia G, ECG Tobe PRO, Academia G, me
Before we go up for are you aware it will be light off today?
Yes. Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
That them a charge,
Thank you. All the light of work.
I think 9.
9 o'clock.
That me charge one a jedu gidi.
Hello, if you have not gone to work yet. 9
So
o'clock. 9 to when?
yes, 9 to 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So the areas to be affected: Morley Estate, Hokpoji, Home Municipal Hospital. Oh, me have Dono Jikpo where? Ministries, residency. Oh, Honorable Gunucha Melo.
I see air condition. I see
Generator.
generator.
Oh, Park and Gardens, Hope Poly, Senate Flat, Soko de Lokwe, U-House main campus, GNTC, Data Link, Ghana Water. Okay, when I do the water, it's okay.
Ghana Water.
Ghana Water, which is around PWD area, fire service.
Okay.
Area, mame. Water Serene, Soko de Bogame, Green Valley, Abutia Town, Akrofu Town, Adakulu Kojobi, and its surroundings. So, which about Adakulu Dropete, Elo, Tonya Dakulu, Kojobi, and its surroundings. Koravelo Adakulu Dropete, so these are the areas.
Temporarily by Mirage side, yo,
I tell Adakulu, Meta Adakulu, so. Ela come.
What's the matter? Escape. Okay, Mirage, if you think at that clue,
Yes.
I worked if you bet me a charge for that I was go
But I'm happy market of Yave Bangwe Takala, Tangbe Messayola Mota. No nyai off refimi yako mikpenya.
Market over your market top them.
Mayor market top. Mayor could well she's coming, so let's hold on the cover no vami kwetwi. Like probably the message a whole navy are they going to go by the locations or local cock wouldn't you have your cause so better on
I didn't even question dollars see what could obey now with that.
But honestly what is here and is a home municipal a take a job for it.
I mean everything me.
So I will never do chebi and be a bay.
That job questions although ya for the PR na ECG voter region ECG ya the sharing your consent ko for question that I know over me I do je kokudo. This is the Global Morning Show. We take a break, we'll come back with more.
Nyanywe be do to the glotolo.
Making the phone
making
expensive.
him very expensive. And seriously, government of the day should do something about it. We can't discover oil in our own country and still be buying oil at this price, a liter, for 15 cedis plus. I'll change price. Who changes? So when you get there, right, the diesel is 15 plus.
It's
The
15.
the petrol is also 15 plus.
Oh, so the 14 I mentioned is not. They've increased it.
Yes, I so we close and I went and I realized that's been increased.
Oh, okay. Oh, sad. Anyway.
Yes. Then the publisher. It is the same Bajra. That's how the publisher put it. Is it the same? Is it the same Bajra, the MP who threatened to beat up other MPs in Parliament, lacks the moral power to probe any chaos in Parliament? This is just not proper. This is not just proper. And away from that, there is a call from Angola chiefs to the Speaker of Parliament. They say, just tell us, figure out, Speaker of Parliament, please tell us who actually made that comment. The daughter of a Medra, sit down. The Angola chiefs are calling the Speaker to bring out that issue.
I saw they released a press statement that they should settle that issue.
You see,
so still they don't even know who said that.
But we saw the video. The video is everywhere. Even minority leader that we are all disagreeing with all the time. Minority leader was distracted with that comment. You heard him. Oh Charlie. Oh Charlie, why that comment? You see. So seriously, we need to get that person and ask him one or two questions whether you are indeed an honorable person. Why should you be making such a comment when the debate is going on, and there's no other person on his legs? Your leader, your ranking, your leader is on his feet speaking.
Bad.
You see, it's just bad. So let me quickly take you to Joy News, myjoyonline.com. Say Ghana's economy recovery was faster than expected. Let's not reverse it. Dr. Amin Adams, the former finance minister, is saying this. And I wonder who said they want to reverse Ghana's economy recovery. Who will say I don't want to grow in terms of finances?
I'm sure.
Then General Queno, the Buffalo soldier, a difficult tribute. So I think, well. Then the First Minister Omani Boama engages diplomat on security cooperation. Africa must stop defending a foreign blueprint, says Tinubu. Yes, for the first time, I agree with Tinubu
that
we should stop defending foreign diplomats, foreign businesses, everything foreign. We should stop defending them. If they offend, we take them on whatever measurement they use to measure us. We should also use it to measure. You know, Trump is deporting Africans. Yes.
You know, sometimes the relationship you have with them, you are a beggar. So if you're a beggar, you don't slap the person who your hands is in their mouth. Because they'll just bite you. So
all right.
They are being careful. But I think that we should stand like that.
See, for now, I would say our hands is no longer in their mouth. To me, Kwame Nkrumah said, blacks, Africans, we are capable of handling our own affairs. Why don't we get hold of that statement and move in and do that? They do.
We said Ghana beyond aid, though, but we're still getting aid anyway. It's not just talk. We need to have a very conscientious mind and come together and be and do that effort. Yes.
Oh, okay. Then let me take the last two story here. Fight against air pollution get major boost as Epic Award. Fight against pollution gets major boost as Epic Award and 8 projects to improve air quality monitoring. So the main issue here is we need to fight against air pollution. The way Amolejo talk bear, fufu, this industry, cement industries, the company who produce and they pollute the air enough. So we just have to do something about
Of
it,
course.
so that this Ghana will be a safe place for us to live in.
Let me give you this story that has been making trends along. This SIC MD, Hollister Dua Yen to me, and she's been making some demands. She's supposed to leave the SIC management
Yes.
for the new appointee, but he says that his appointment will end in 2028.
Yes.
So he cannot leave. That's why he locked the door and sent the key home.
To some extent, she's right. Yes.
But you cannot criticize. They say he's one of the people who criticize Mahama as well.
And
Those days.
so I've
And
been
then
saying that.
you come-
So I've been so should she lost her job because Mahama is now the president, so he should go home because she criticized.
Yeah,
him.
because you might not buy
No.
into the ideas
No,
of Mahama.
no, no, no,
You
no,
need
no,
to
no.
be in alignment
No,
with
no.
Mahama's vision.
No,
And
I
if you criticize his
I'll
vision,
disagree with you
if-
1,000 times.
No, if you criticize my vision,
That is his opinion. That's
No,
her opinion.
but if you criticize
That's
my
what she
vision,
feel like saying, and you cannot hold her
No,
to that. To
if you criticize my vision and I'm
Uh-huh.
coming again with another same vision, how are you going to implement that vision?
It's
not going to be possible.
So what is the essence of having so many councillors in this country? It's just by engaging a councillor to go and counsel. Oh, now there is another person. The one you criticize so much is now the president. So now tone down with your things and work for the betterment of this country. That ends it. Nobody. I will say it again. Nobody should lose his or her job
Then you become
because
a
there is change of power.
You become a coward because what you've
Which
said,
coward?
you are going to swallow your own this thing. You don't do that.
Me want the call.
And yeah, I cannot. Anyway, I'll even resign before they ask me
It is what the appointment letter is saying. So she's right. If she goes to court, she'll win.
She's
If I were her, I would just go to court. This is what my appointment letter is saying. But they say I should go home.
So her demand includes 840,000 Ghana cedis per annum salary. And then when we break this thing down to 7 months, to 12 months, it's like 70,000 every month.
That's what she's entitled to.
Every month,
That's
70,000.
what the certificate is paying her. So the manla card.
200,000 for her official accommodation, 10% of her salary as clothing allowance. Imagine. And she also wants
What are you imagining?
entertainment allowance, a canteen allowance, a professional allowance, payment of a utility and other taxes, as well as provision for her house help, security and gardener. They say a security man, if you are a security man to this woman, you'll be paid 3,000 Ghana cedis. A gardener will be taking 2,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
A cook will be taking 3,000 Ghana cedis. And will be paid by government.
Don't forget, she's
Government.
not the one that decided on this amount too.
And it should be paid by government.
She's not the one.
Yeah.
It has been there. She came to inherit it.
Oh, wow. Monthly canteen allowance, 850 Ghana cedis. Every month.
FS school there, lad. The person has gone to school. Allow her to reap her the benefit, the toil. So it's not easy to learn. No.
And this one that really strike my mind is that she'll be going to gym. Every month she will pay 3,000. Hey! For the sports club, I mean, in fact, interesting. I mean, and then the husband also gets free healthcare. The children also, 5 children will get free medical screening.
She's more than minister.
in fact.
But so me, I'll say it again. Say stop counting. Stop.
V8,
See,
Land Cruiser, everything.
Stop counting. The fact is, she has gone to school. She has a degree. I'm sure she has a master's. Maybe all you know, she has about 3 masters. They had PhD, if I'm not lying. So the certificates are paying her.
to
It's
qualify
not
to
you.
use it.
Yes.
Of course, the financial loss to the state.
What are you talking about?
Financial
When
loss.
she was paying her school fees, where were you?
Oh, see, but
No. When she was paying her fees to go to school, where were we?
Is she the only one that has gone to school?
So okay, go and ask President and Co why they were taking so much money.
What about
The
the rest who has
minister
also
would
done
go and
that?
ask them why they were taking all the monies. This S Christ talking. The last time we read about the commissioner of GRA, Mr. Tochewa, they paid. I even paid DSTV allowance.
Yeah, this one is also taking entertainment allowance. So
It's okay. So
Gym.
they are urging us to also go to school and occupy that position. Thank you.
they say she's traveling out of the country $8,000 for a vacation
He's going to strike business.
Well paid. And in fact, the thing that's striking me is that when you see SIC's performance in the stock exchange, they're about 25th
Yes.
on the line. 25th. That means they are performing very poorly.
Hey,
Poor
master.
performance. I mean, poor performance.
This is business, oh.
No, poor performance. You are not doing anywhere. When you count top 10 companies, SIC is not there. Top 20, SIC is not there. 25th.
And one funny thing,
And you are
some
being
village,
paid all this-
village, somebody is giving birth in a plastic chair right now.
Charlie, we need to be serious in this country anyway. But I think that sometimes we give too much entitlement to certain MDs and CEOs and things. In fact, Opuni and Co, the Cocoa Boss CEO, the things they, some of the people are taking salary more than the president who appointed you there. Your salary is more than the person who appointed you there. Hey, Ghana. In fact,
I also, I have to appeal to John. I want to be CEO of ECG.
you want some pizza man, chicken man allowance. We'll find out from
Cut my allowance.
That's my allowance, all of that. All right, so it's been 7 minutes past 8. We'll be having the PR for ACG join us here in the studio, and we're talking about cashless system of the ECG and other essential conversations about ECG. If you have any problem with ECG, this is where we settle the scores. All right, you ask your question and let the PR answer you for that. We'll go for a break and we'll come back. She'll just join us immediately. Let me just let her settle down before we get. So we'll go for a break then after.
Are you looking for the
Live here will be ending 10 a.m. and I have in the house Madam Eunice Twinibois. I don't know if I got the name well, but Twinibois, she is the PR for ECG joining us in the studio. We also have Mr. David Tewia Okai also join us in the studio. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
How
Good
are you
morning.
doing?
By
We are
God's
good.
grace, we are well.
Thank you for joining us. All right, so major concerns have been there. I mean, ECG, many people are having so much concern, and I think that's good. I come here periodically to brief us about the happenings that's going on there. Major concerns and problems, I'm sure that you're going to have answers to those ones. So thank you very much for joining us. We are looking at cashless system in the, let's start with that, cashless system in the ECG. Now we understand when you go to ECG, you're not going to hold cash to pay any transaction at all. What informed this decision? Let's know about it.
All right. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. A very good morning to you and your listeners, as well as our cherished customers. This morning, we are here to educate or inform our customers about our operations and our transactions. Should I say modernization or time has far gone with the payment system with ECG.
Okay.
What we are saying is that now we don't receive cash. We've gone cashless. But our attention has been drawn to a fact that some scammers or some activities of scammers or fraudsters are frauding our customers. And this gives us the opportunity or way to come and inform our customers that ECG, we don't transact business by calling customers to pay or make payment to a particular Momo account. We appeal to customers to do their own transaction or initiate their own transaction using their mobile phone or Momo account. So what happens is that if you want to make any payment or any transaction with ECG, you can do that with your Momo account. But ECG will not call you or call anybody, or a staff will call a customer to tell the customer to make some particular payment or transaction into a Momo account. We don't have any Momo accounts.
Okay.
We have also had the information that fraudsters are giving out some kind of numbers. We have all the numbers now. We're giving them to the national security to investigate them. We don't have any Momo account. And there's no way we are going to call you to pay a certain amount. There's one particular amount that runs through all the calls that comes, 495. And it is for meter acquisition. It is not true. It is not true. We won't call you to make any payment to any Momo account. Our transaction codes, either the *226 hash for those who uses the YAM phone or non-smartphone. Then the smartphone users also would also download the app from either Google Store, Google Play Store, or Google.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what should a customer do if such issue happen? When somebody call you to send money and all of those things, is there a way to report issues, report the caller? How do you go about it?
Yes, please. So if you receive any call from any of these fraudsters or scammers, you can record the number or write the number down and call us and give us the number. We'll report it. We'll give them. We have a procedure that we use to report them to the national security.
Okay.
To investigate them.
All right. So cashless, I mean, you should not just let somebody call you and say send money.
No.
You have to pay the money
No.
at the office. Is
No.
that it?
Yes. And we don't want, now we have cut the queue or letting people come to our offices to come and queue, sit for long hours to make payments. Now with the cashless system, you can sit in the comforts of your home and do your payments anytime, and it is very convenient.
What type of payment does the cashless system go
All
with?
transaction with ECG, if you are going to acquire for meter, pool, pay for your bill. Yes, revenue, pay for your bill. If you want to pay for your bill, your electricity bill, you have to use the app, the ECG Power app. That is what we are using. It's either the ECG Power app or the short code *226 hash.
Okay.
Then you follow the prompts to make payments. It is very easy.
What about people who are on flat rate and co who make payment? Those are also cashless.
Flat rate, you'll be given a code.
You'll be given a code.
Yeah, you'll be
Okay.
given a code to do your payments. If you have any challenge, you come to the office and you'll be sorted out.
All right, so that's about the scam issues. I think that's why we are having this education, that you should be aware
Yes.
that things like this will happen, but you need to prevent it so that you don't get your money lost.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the low voltage issue.
The low voltage.
Yes, low voltage. I'm sure the engineer who's also here will make a comment on it. I went to Hokwe within the January period, and there's been serious, massive low voltage, and a lot of people have complained about their gadgets being damaged. Even I witnessed one in our home where our fridge has to get damaged. You have to call an electrician to come and fix it again. I mean, what is really informing that, and how can we have solution to that?
All right. Thank you very much for this question. From time to time, we want our listeners or our customers to know the operations of ECG or how we operate. ECG, we have something that we call the supply chain, and we are the last in the chain.
Okay.
We have those who generate the power for us. These are the IPPs and the VRAs, and the other the IPPs are the independent power producers. Yes. Then we have the transmitters. So they will produce, the producers will produce or generate the power for the transmitters, which is Gridco, to transmit it. Then we, being the last on the chain, will do the distribution to customers. And many a times when some of these challenges happen, it is we ECG that the customers know.
Of course.
Yes, because we take their monies. We do the business with them. Yeah, so when it comes to us, that is where we also distribute it to our customers. When there are challenges like you have mentioned, the low voltage,
Yeah.
a low voltage could happen in a localized manner. That is where ECG, we can resolve it. So low voltage in a particular area, like this area, the market area, just this place, if you are experiencing low voltage just here,
Yeah.
then we'll know it's a problem coming from ECG. So we'll do well to resolve it, work on it and resolve it. But when it is happening in areas more than 1, 2, 3, it's a problem that cuts across now. It is not coming from ECG. It is coming from upstream.
Upstream.
Yes, it is a system voltage. That is how we put it. It's a system voltage. Because what is being transmitted to us is what is being distributed. So there's little that we ECG can do for this particular situation. And somebody would ask, what is this particular little that you can do to help customers? It is to engage the transmitters and the generators about the situation. And we have done that. We are still in talks with them to resolve the issue.
But many complaint has been that ECG lack, contact with its customers in giving them periodic information about certain issues that are happening. That if you are there and ECG tells you that you should be aware about low voltage, you know that, okay, I need to be off in my fridge at this time and all of those things. No information, and then the voltage goes off and low and up and that. And no explanation because we are your customers, and then
Sure.
all of that. Do you find that as a problem?
Sure, our customers, they have their right to put up their complaints. Yeah, low voltage issue doesn't come planned.
Okay.
It is something that happens abruptly. So when it happens like that, because it's a system voltage, so that is why I started with the localized one. If it's something that is in our locality, that's one we can be able to troubleshoot and look for the problem and resolve it. But when it is the system voltage that is coming from upstream, it happens all of a sudden.
So which one is happening now?
It is the system voltage.
System
Yes,
voltage.
and that is what I am saying, that we are in talks. We have engaged the upstream, like the transmitters and generators, to check it and resolve for us.
Okay, so it has been resolved as we speak. Or
They are still working on it. It's something that will take a bit of time. Yeah, but the engineer is here. He will
Okay.
also add something to it. So that
Mr. Dave, your point on this issue, low voltage.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to our cherished customers, and then the loyal ones, of course, and also use this opportunity to wish them a happy new year, since this is the first time I'm coming to studio. As my PR rightly said, we are not generators. We depend on our generators and then our transmitters. When I talk about the generators, I'm talking about the VRA, which is the hydro, and then also the IPP, which is the independent power producers. They generate the power, and then they wheel it to GRICO, and GRICO also wheel it to our BSPs, and then from the BSP we interconnect. So we take the supply from the BSP, and then we also transmit and distribute it to our cherished customers. And our input depends on GRICO. Their output is our input. So whatever they give us, if it is insufficient, we have to work with it. And then in so doing, we are experiencing a low voltage, as my PR rightly said. It's a system voltage. In fact, we take 33,000 volts and then 11,000 volts from GRICO, and then we wheel it on our supports and distribute it to our cherished customers. So when there is a drop, in what we take, then it's in turn affect what we distribute to our customers. Then customers will be experiencing low voltage in the network. So it is not a planting. If it's a planting, we'll inform our cherished customers that this is what is going to happen. So they should put their gadgets and other things off, as you rightly said.
Yeah. The customers will not have a blame to the GRICO and the PPAs and all of
Sure,
that.
sure.
They have direct contact with the ECG. So the blame will definitely go to ECG. because you having the customer relations with us. So
Sure.
definitely, I think it's a fair comment that you should accept certain, questions like this and deal with it.
Yes, we gladly accept that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we need to do more education. That is why we are here to inform them.
Exactly. So when somebody is having a low voltage, what should the person do? Exactly.
Quickly, the person has to put off his or her gadgets off. Yeah.
You have to put it off completely.
Yes, you have to
till
put
you
it
see
off.
stabilization
Yes,
before.
till the system stabilizes, then you put it back.
Okay.
But we are assuring them that it wouldn't be something that would take that long. We are seriously working on it.
Okay.
Because a lot of gadgets are being spoiled, which is not too good.
Very, very.
Yeah,
I mean,
we are
that's
aware.
so-
We are aware.
Would there be some sort of a compensation to people who have lost their gadgets? Since the got spoiled, that's financial loss. Would there be any compensation? Has there been any provision like that?
That will be discussed later. It would be discussed.
That will be discussed later.
Yeah.
Okay.
For now, we want to inform them that yes, we are aware of such a system. Two, we are engaging those who are in charge to let us have it resolved for them. Yeah.
Okay. David, you want to add something to it?
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to say that the system voltage, as the low voltage people are experiencing, as my PRO rightly said, when it cut across the whole region or probably a district, fine, that one you'll be able to put your gadgets and other things off. But if it is a localized one, the localized one has to do with probably this market enclave. Customers living in and around the market areas experiencing low voltage, 1 or 2 customers. That one, it is as a result of probably a married conductor, which is giving returns to other phase. So with that, our operational team is readily available to patrol the network and see where those married conductors are and separate them and then put the system back to normal. That one, we have a fault line. We have a fault team that will run 24/7. So if it is a localized one, we'll respond to it as quickly as possible. Yes.
How do you take complaint from your customers when they're having issues? How do they reach out to you, ECG? Is there any toll-free number that is very popular that they have to be calling?
Okay, so we have the 0302 311 311 number. Then we have 050 406 5569. 050 406 5569. I'll mention it again. 050 40 5569. We also have WhatsApp platform for consumers, both for PURC and ECG. So those who are on can lodge their complaints. They will be picked up and will resolve it.
All right.
Yeah, and let me also add this to it.
The fault line.
The fault line. Who, in particular, if you experience such, you can call this number 020 594 7592. You can reach out to us anytime you have a problem.
All right. So let me give my listeners some time to ask you some questions as well. So if you want to ask questions about anything you're having concerning ECG, the PR is here, the engineer is also here. 02479000764. I think people are ready for you.
What again?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Morning for you. Oyombe Palo.
Palo.
Yeah. Malayoto, cemetery area.
Okay.
Divergence in the yeah, power I think $70 $70 for the beginning of this week no for it to I off up to 11 that week. Karoma million of customers from Ibio me boy later to over. If it's a plan outage they should let us know. I would like to know for us ask me. There are some target area that they normally take the power we don't know, but they should inform us tell something that this is what is going on. But we don't know who go or go whatever Pituno, Baglan, Pituno, Okomia you cannot have one day while become a victim of some of these things. So if you explain to us so that we know what is going on. Later, development actually too.
Thank you.
Happen away.
Thank you very much. And so this gentleman wants to find out. I hope did you understand? Okay. This gentleman wants to find out about the power outages that go on these days. You'll be there and then you see some part of the town is off, some is on. You have not given us any information, no planned outages, but you see that your environment, your where you live is off, but your friend's environment is on. What is happening to that? That's what the listener wants to find out.
Thank you very much. So what is happening is that when we have a planned outage, we announce. We do the flyers, we do the announcements. Those are the planned outages. Like today, for instance, we're going to have a planned outage. So that has been announced. So by 9 o'clock, we'll be going off. We had a challenge with our whole BSP. Yeah, so it is a challenge that we are working on it. Last week, Friday, we did an announcement. We went off and we worked on it, but we couldn't finish the work. And we always say that we don't take delight in putting our customers off because we are in business. We want them to have their light. They are paying for their light. They have to get their light, yes. But then when it comes to a situation or a challenge that we need to work on our system to give them quality supply, we have to let them know. But the ones that sometimes it goes off without any information, it is the system challenge. It doesn't give us any information. You'll be there and it will be off.
Okay.
That's one. Our engineers would have to patrol the line to look for the fault, resolve it, and put customers back on supply. That's how we put
So
it.
it's not as if you turn the power
We
off.
don't intentionally
it's a fault
do
that happened that you go there to solve.
Yes. So what we're being experienced in the past days is what we are going to work on it today. So today by 9 o'clock we'll be going off for Gridco to work on their transformer. Then we'll put customers back on supply. So we are hoping that after today's work, the challenge that AFO was talking about would be resolved.
Okay, we hope so.
Yeah,
All right.
we are hopeful.
And also to add to the complaint the customer just raised, it's about the Petue feeder. We have so many feeders in the whole district, the whole municipality. But Petue used to go off. When it goes off, like my PR rightly said, the transmission conductors are being housed by supports, which are the wooden posts. But you see, there's Fulani herdsmen and other people intentionally set bushfire, and the bushfire intend to hit our poles, raise them down, and the moment they raise them down, the conductors breach, which results into outages. When it happens like that, we don't have the poles in the system. It will take a bit of time to get those poles replaced. So what we do is that we patrol the line to identify the defects on the network, eliminate them before we put the customers back on supply. But believe you me, you can patrol a line, go see a pole being bent, you eliminate it. The moment you drive out of that locality back to home, another one is bent. So that is what we are experiencing. So we want to use this opportunity to appeal to our customers and then the community and then the Fulani herdsmen that whenever they see fire outbreak, we beg them, they should just if they can, they should put the fire off. If they cannot, then they should call fire service to assist, as we've been doing that. And the education must go on so that we all have a reliable and then stable supply to delight our customers.
Okay. I'm sure there should be a solution that ACG should think about in getting this thing solved, because once we still talk about it, the bushfire will still continue, and you might lack sight of certain issues. Somebody might not even have the opportunity to report such issues. I understand you guys are using some paint to, along the poles and all of that. That's how to prevent fire from whatever it is. But I believe more measures should be added to it.
Yeah, as the engineer rightly said, bushfire is a challenge to us as a company. He has appealed to customers to be watchful of our installation. It is very true. This season that we find ourselves, there are a lot of people, not even the herdsmen alone, our own farmers who are getting ready or putting their plantation or their farmlands ready for the next farming season are also part.
Okay.
There are people who are even living in their own homes with our poles, our installation, that are burning the poles, which isn't a good thing to do. When you see something, say something. If you see somebody setting fire around our installation, please warn the person or put the fire off. Because sometimes you would watch the person set the fire. The person wouldn't guide the fire till it's finished burning. They will just set it and go back to their house or their homes. Then it will burn and burn our installations, our poles. And like he said, we don't have poles readily available. Before you call us for us to arrange for a pole, a community will be in darkness for about days.
Okay, let me hold you on. So let me have this caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, boss.
They are talking about the bush fires around the wooden electrical poles. Formerly, I knew during the dry season, they get some people beat around the poles. What is now preventing them to get some people read around the run around the poles, so that if there's any bushfire, it don't have any contact with the poles?
Thank you very much for your question. And they say, you can
What I'm
continue
saying.
with that
Okay.
one.
Thank you very much, sir. So, somebody would ask, this is a challenge that we always face in Hamatan. So what do we do? Like he rightly said, we have something that we call bush clearing. It's an exercise that we do every year. Every year we do this. As we speak now, it is ongoing. But then, we as customers should also know that even if they do bush clearing or they clear the bushes, what's about the ones that are left, the small ones? You know, fire travels like water.
Of course.
Yes. So the intervention that ECG we put in place to solve some of these problems. One is the bush clearing that he mentioned. Two is the fire resistant paint that you also mentioned, that we use it to paint. What we have to do is to be watchful of the installation. We should be each other's keeper. If you see somebody setting fire around, not something like I said,
But
fire
what
travels.
is delaying the process? What is delaying the poles from coming? Is there any reason why we've not got to the poles yet? The metallic ones that you mentioned.
They are not in the system.
They are not in the system.
They are not in the system. So we have now requested for it. Yeah, they are not in the system. And even with the wooden poles, we are short of wooden poles.
They're short of
we
wooden
are
poles.
short of wooden poles. And it is very expensive replacing one pole. A pole is around 8,700 and something.
Wow.
So it is very expensive. Yeah, it's very expensive. Then apart from the bush clearing too, we have something we call the fire belt. We weed around the pole. We create some round shape around the pole just to prevent fire to go near.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we should be expecting those poles that when it comes to solve this issue.
Yes, and we should
Completely.
also solve it by distancing ourselves from certain fires in our bushes.
Okay.
Even if we do, we should guide the fire. We are not saying that farmers shouldn't set their or prepare their lands for the next farming season. They should. But when you set the fire, just guide the fire so that it doesn't extend to our installations. That is what we are appealing.
Okay.
And to add to what PRC just said, a customer was asking somebody, a caller, calling by saying what prevents us from preventing fire hitting our poles. Yes, as she rightly said, we do the fire belt, we do the bush clearing. But then, believe you me, some fires are very intense. It can hit the top of the pole. Irrespective of you doing the fire belt around the poles, it can hit the top of the pole will get burned, the system will collapse. So we are appealing that in as much as they are farming and setting fire to probably prepare their farm, they should be cautious of the fire spreading so they can guide it and then prevent it from spreading. And that will also keep the lights and other things.
Definitely. We don't have much time, but let me just take this quick message here. Jojo from Stanbic Bank sent me this one. Say, I want to understand about the rate of meters. We've been applying for meter for some time now, and there's no meter available. They let them explain to us. Okay, about meter issues. Lots of applications have gone in. The meters available, or when would they be coming?
All right. Thank you very much. With the meter issue, for now, we don't have meters. We are piloting a new meter in the system, which is called the Spark meter.
Okay.
For now, the pilots, we have installed 200 pieces
So the
for the
Spark meter,
pilot project. It's a prepaid.
Okay.
Because of the shortage in the postpaid, now we are trying to pilot a prepaid meter.
Okay.
Then after the duration, when we are successful in the project, then we are going to replace all meters. So all those who have backlogs or who have applied and are not receiving, they will now receive it. So they should just give us some time. It wouldn't take time. Within 3 months, we'll be done with the pilot project. But for now, we have finished installing the 200 meters. So we are now doing monitoring. Yeah. So they should have patience.
That
It would
meter,
come.
is it the same meter some people complain about that it's giving a lot of
This is a
consumption?
new meter that is
New
coming
meter
to the system.
into the system.
Yes, this is a
Okay.
new meter that is coming to the system.
Okay.
But the other ones, the postpaid ones, when we receive some, what happens is that somebody would complain that I have applied for a meter for so long a time. When we receive meters, we serve those who have. It is first come, first serve.
First come, first
Yes.
serve.
So
Okay.
they should just have patience. Meters will come and we'll serve them.
Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Hello?
Good morning. Welcome. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. What's your question?
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Madakum Bama Biabede. Ever apply any meter over meter melio. Bomia Moro shop ye milo. No one about enemy direct to have all the bear talekemia of you. Germania Movafini every week, Mava. No boy, I'm direct to how you magat you marking hour. I'm a Germania leke mao. When meter melio.
Okay. So he's saying that he has applied for meter. He came in for meter. They said there's no meter around. And he was even asking that there should be a direct, they should connect direct for him to. They said still, they are still not, they can't do that thing for now. And we want to know what is happening and when will the meter come.
Well, I don't know who he is dealing with, but what happens is that now that we are short in meters, like we don't have meters in the system, when you come, we have two options. They'll sit with you and give you the option, either to give you a flat rate like he's saying, or to estimate you for the month. So which one you would choose, that is what will be done for you.
Okay.
So I don't know who he's dealing with. He should come to the office. If he wants a direct, that is the flat rate, he should come to the office, go and see the commercial officer, and he will take him through. Yeah.
So the flat rate comes with cost. Is that
Yes, please. It's a flat rate. It depends. What
Okay.
happens with flat rate is that they would come and check the gadgets that you would use. Then they will use it to bill you.
So you don't have a money that you
They
say
don't have
a
specific
tag
because
that-
your gadgets may differ from mine gadgets that
Okay.
I'll be using in my homes.
Okay.
That is why I'm saying I don't know who he's dealing with. He shouldn't deal with people on phone like we said from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, so he should come to the office. He's having a peculiar issue.
Which
He should-
office exactly should we?
Whole district's
Whole
office.
district office.
Yes, please.
Which department?
The commercial
Commercial
operation
operation.
office.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
he will be sorted.
All right. So let me take your final word. There's still call coming out here. There's still many questions though, but let's end it here when that call's here. So your final words to our customers out there before you take leave of us.
Okay, thank you very much. So my final word, I will appeal to our customers. We, in Volta region, let me put it, our meters are postpaid, meaning that they use the power, or we distribute the power to them on credit for them to use, and after using them, would have to come for our monies, or they would have to pay, so that it would allow us or let us also go for another consignment and come and distribute. Without money, we can't. Our people wouldn't even give us anything to come and supply to them. So to keep the lights on, we are appealing to them. If you use the lights, kindly pay. People will also say, okay, what about the problematic bills? If you have any problem with your bills, do not hesitate to come to the office. If you think you want to dispute a particular bill, please, we are always, our offices are open. Come and see us. What the issue is, we'll solve it for you. Pay something to us every time. That is why we have even introduced the cashless system. Anything you get on your phone, you can push it to make payment for your bills. Small, by the end of the month, you would have paid for whatever you are owing ECG. We are having an exercise, revenue mobilization. We go from home to home to appeal to them, to prompt them to make payments of their bills. When they see us in their homes, it is the same exercise that we are coming to appeal to them to make payments of the power that they have used. Unlike prepaid that you have to pay as you go, with postpaid, we are giving them the power on credit. So when they finish using the power, they should please pay ECG so that ECG can keep the lights on for them.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Dave.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
thank you very much for the opportunity once again. You see, we are in business.
Yeah, let's make it briefly.
Okay,
so,
we are in
yeah.
business, and then we'll not intentionally put power off. In an unfortunate situation where the power goes off, they shouldn't blame us much. We are there to keep the light on and also maintain stability of power. And then also to add to the revenue mobilization, it is the little monies that we get, that is what we use in maintenance and then other things. So I will urge customers that when they use the power, we are begging of them they should pay as they use, so that we can keep the business running and also delight them by giving them stability of power. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Eunice Tonibua, for joining us. She's the PR for ACG Volta region, and Mr. Dave Tewia Okai is the engineer in charge. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, so we'll go for a break. When we come back, Councillor Reverend Dr. Joyce in the house will be getting to some conversations. Stay with us. This is the Global Morning Show.
are in bonds, as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity, as being yourselves also in the body. Verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. So the Bible is saying the marriage bed should be undefiled. When we say the marriage bed shouldn't be undefiled, I'm sorry, there are a lot of people who have defiled their marriage beds. We thank God for Jesus. If not because of the death, burial, and the resurrection of Jesus, most people would have been dead by now. That because of his mercy. So when we are talking about marriage bed, it's talking about our sexual lives. Our cherished listeners should be aware that sex is never evil. Sex is created by God himself. Sex is godly. Sex is holy. So when people see sex as evil, especially some of us pastors, we talk sex is evil, and even pastors find it difficult to counsel their couples in these areas. They thought the moment they begin to talk about sex, the counselees would think, oh, this pastor is bad. By the grace of God, I will not hide anything from you when it comes to sex in counseling. Because many marriages are failing because of poor sexual life.
Poor sexual life.
Yes. That is why for me, as the ordinary man would tell you, I will not chele in teaching you into details what sex is in marriage.
When you say poor sexual life, is it the
We'll
number?
be coming to that.
Okay,
I'm
good.
not tackling that one today.
No problem.
So we'll be coming to that within the month.
Okay.
Okay. It's just as I said, sex is godly, holy, and it is created by God. You know, the devil did not create anything at all. But unfortunately, all that God has created, the devil has turned them into evil. And people are rather misusing God's creations. People have allowed themselves to be used by the devil, and they are rather turning what God has created as evil. As I teach on this radio station several times, marriage is a stage. No one jumps straight into marriage. I want to repeat that. No one jumps straight into marriage. You have to go through some stages before reaching the stage of marriage. And because many have not been going through these stages, people have, instead of building themselves through the various stages, people thought anytime you have started a relationship, it's all about sex. So people start their relationship with sex, and eventually it will end in sex. I want to repeat that. When you start your relationship with sex, you surely end it with sex.
And is it bad?
Very, very bad.
Really?
Now,
Okay.
you see,
Is it?
what God has created, especially with women, is very, very precious. I call it gold mine. I want to repeat that. Your humanhood, your womanhood, your private part, if you don't value it as a gold mine, you know what is happening, Galamsey?
Yeah.
People are using their private parts as galamseys. Because no licensed miner will just jump into a mining pit and start mining. He has to get a license. All the necessary licenses from EPA, from all the establishment that needed to approve of your getting into a forest to start mining, you have to get all this documentation so that you will not be called an illegal miner. The land is there. The gold is in the land. The moment you jump in to start mining without getting approval from the necessary establishment, you are an illegal miner. But surprisingly, these days, ladies have allowed their private parts to be used by men, excuse me, I normally call them irresponsible men, just to be mining in what God has created for them. And there are a lot of women now who have multiple sex partners. And that's why there are a lot of diseases that ladies are contracting these days. Multiple sex partners. Because you cannot start a relationship with sex. Because, as I always say, no relationship that leads to marriage starts with love. You never start a relationship with love. If someone tells you he loves you, the person is deceiving you. It is just a lust. It's not love.
But Reverend, let me not just cut you off. Some people, I have heard of a story recently that is a man and a woman who are dating and then they've decided not to have sex till they get married. Now they are married and the woman has found out that the man cannot perform at all. The man is so weak in bed. I mean, the thing cannot even rise up strongly. And that is a problem to her she's dealing with in the marriage right now. And she said she had knew she wouldn't have gone into this. Is it also something that we should take a cue from? That at least
you see,
you know what you are going into before you go in.
If you have not started well, you will not end it well. Starting well is very, very important. For me, when you come for counseling, I'll give you a form to send. We call it medical form. You send it to a medical practitioner where all these things will be examined. Even before that, I will personally ask you when I'm conducting separate interviews during counseling, premarital counseling. I normally interview and ask you because there are implications to that. You can even be the woman or the man can sue you for deceiving him or her.
Yeah.
Legally.
So what point do we have the counseling? Is it when we started dating or when we are about to get married?
No, you cannot meet a lady today and just call for counseling tomorrow. It's a relationship you are building. You start with a friendship. You are only friends. You begin to love, develop love for one another. Would come to a stage you realize you are convinced without any reasonable doubt that this man or this woman were brought together to be like husband and wife, which means you start planning. So all your qualities in marriage, you have identified it with the man or the woman. So you have started deciding to get married. That is where you seek for counseling. In all this while, sex is not part of it. It's just a relationship. It's just a friendship. People thought it's very difficult. I did it. Many people did it. Many. So it is not something that is difficult to do. It's a stage. Don't rush with it. Other than that, a man will just come and mine and go. Another man will come and mine and go. Just like the Chinese, will just rush in and mine and go. It will not even help you. And let me tell you, there are responsible men somewhere looking or observing you from afar. They are interested, but they also observe that you are only allowing people to come and mine and go and mine and go. Say that this lady is not serious. The same way, the same men that you turn down not to allow them to sleep with you, they'll respect you one day. They will even recommend you to people. But the moment you allow them to go in, that is where you realize that they'll see you as a cheap woman.
Cheap woman.
Yes. You see, I normally tell women, you are precious in the sight of God. So if you don't value yourself, no one will value you. Just like if you don't respect yourself, no one will respect you as such. So I just want to encourage our ladies. So never be rushing. Not let the man say, for you to confirm your love to him, you should allow him to sleep with you. Tell him you are not for that. So let me now come to your question. So when I give you the form, the doctor is going to examine you. Not in that area alone. There are a lot of areas in which the doctor will be examining.
But doc, my problem is that this thing will come at a point when you are about to get married. That is where we are coming to see you as a counselor.
No. Counseling, premarital counseling does not guarantee that you will surely be marrying.
But it's when you have agreed.
You have agreed.
Yes.
Not every relationship leads to marriage. Assuming you've come for marriage, for marriage counseling, premarital counseling, and I give you the form. When you brought the form, information from the medical practitioner proves that the two of you are not compatible to come together. Your sickle cells are not compatible. When you bring forth children, this is the outcome of it. Why do you force yourself in again?
Some people say it's love. You know, they love you so deeply.
Let me tell you,
and they can't do without you.
Don't be talking about love in this case.
Let's forget about love.
Let me give you this example. Some years back, almost 26 or 27 years ago, one of our pastors who was counseling a lady who was able to comport herself for so many years. She was a virgin then. And a guy came from US who proposed to her, and the family agreed for them to come together. And the man who returned from the US was demanding for medical exam before the marriage. The lady was saying, "Oh, what for?" The man was only interested to know the HIV status of the lady. And the lady was 100% sure that she will surely be negative. So why then do you need to spend money going to the hospital for that test? The man was insisting, and finally, they went for the test. The man was rather HIV positive.
The man rather?
The man. Rather HIV positive. So if you want to be rushing for certain things because of love, the aftermath of it is very dangerous. You don't need to be rushing with sex. As for sex, it will come to a time you will be in the same room, sleeping on the same bed, but all the same. The interest will not be there.
But there's some people they are sex addicts. Some people are really that type of
everything that has a beginning has an end. Yes, everything that has a beginning has an end.
Okay.
So I just want to encourage our sisters, especially because they are the first beneficiaries. Men can sleep with you today, tomorrow they'll get another man, another woman, and you'll be packed somewhere. Sorry. You'll be parked somewhere. So why not wait? It pays to wait, oh. My brother. It pays to wait. So when you are going through the stages, you just be friends. You don't need to rush. As for the sex, if really you marry, I encourage couples to have regular sex. Regular sex is good. We'll be talking about the benefits of regular sex in course of this teaching in the month.
Couples.
Yes. So when you have not reached that stage of having sex and you start to have the sex now, let me tell you, brother, for you to have time and enjoy sex, you can't. Yes. Your guilty conscience will be disturbing you. Let me tell you, not every sex is protected. You can start with protection. There are emergency situations where you even forget about that protection. You go in, and then the unexpected happens.
Yeah.
And what is the aftermath of that? Because of embarrassment in public, you may be attempting to go and abort, and and the danger in abortion, you can die prematurely, you can damage your womb, anything can happen. So why do you need to be rushing? And if you can't discipline yourself during preparation towards marriage, when you marry, the outcome of it is that you cannot also control yourself. So if you think marriage will quench your sexual taste, then you are deceiving yourself. Even after marriage, other women may be coming along your way. Sex or marriage does not quench sexual taste of anybody. No, because her feelings have to do. I have to marry and stop going from women to women. No, when you marry, that even the woman with you, you can never. You will not be satisfied with the woman with you until you learn how to discipline yourself. If you cannot discipline yourself during friendship before marriage, when you marry too, you cannot discipline yourself.
We are getting to Valentine. Somebody will say that if you really love me, then let's have sex.
Let's find out
sex is
the one who introduced Valentine. Let's find out whether the purpose for that introduction is about sex. It is the devil who has deceived people, and people have turned the whole thing or upside down as if it is all about sex. It is to show love, express love, confirm love, not even your sexual partner alone. Anyone at all. When you see me want to express your love, you express your love maybe by giving me a gift. I can express my love towards you by giving you a gift, not necessarily because of any special relationship. Is the devil who let me see, who has turned the whole thing upside down. When you were young, for me, I completed secondary school in the mid 80s. We attended the former secondary school, 5 years of secondary education and 2 years of sixth form. These things were not common in our days, but we can't tell. Meanwhile, Valentine was there long ago, but we didn't know anything about this until the recent one. People have turned the whole thing into a different thing. It is just like people have been traveling to Jerusalem to see things they have been reading in the Bible. My brother, when you go to Jerusalem, you go to Israel, these people have taken advantage of the innocent Christians. They have created tourists or tourism for themselves. They are making money. And those things people go there to see, they are all artificial. They have created them by themselves. And surprisingly, they themselves don't believe in Jesus. They are only making money. And Valentine's season, to people who have taken advantage and making money. You see, these are their advertising. That's why these days churches are even introduce programs on that day to prevent their church members from going outside. Let me tell you, the youth will come and observe what you have done or what you have organized. When they leave there, they go to the social gatherings. It doesn't stop it. It's the mentality. When you train your mind well about this, I go to work, I buy certain gifts and share among my staff members. As a Valentine, I can organize, at least get together. So let's show love, let's express love to one another. So I want to encourage every youth that never take Valentine's celebration as a sex festival.
A word to a wise.
Yes. Don't use it as a sex festival. Especially our ladies. Other than that, as I said earlier, your private part will come an illegal mining place for men. Everybody will come and go. Everybody will come and go. And you are selling your beauty. And it will even prevent, because people say, oh, as for this one, he's a town helper. So that's why you see a lot of, some, not all. Most ladies who are very beautiful, they have sold their beauty in their youthful lifestyle time. So they could not even get any man to marry them.
People know them.
People know them. They are town helpers. So it is not, I just want to encourage my ladies, my young girls, that this period shouldn't be used as sex festival, an opportunity to have sex with guys. Guys, let me tell you, most guys are sex drunk. Theirs is to satisfy their emotions. So they'll come to you, they go out to another person. There are guys who have more than 12, 15, 17 ladies.
17. that's a marathon.
It is not a story. Before I became a believer in 1988, all my girlfriends were 22.
Wow. And there was any affair, talk about sexual?
It was only once where they had a crash. I was able to manage, because those days there was no phones and other things. So before you reach out to your lover, at least you had to move there, or she has to come to you.
Or you call her through the window or somewhere.
That's it. And you know, because I stay in different areas, so wherever I stay, I have my father's hometown, where I come from, is Takala. So I have some there. We grew up in Ho. So Ho ones, they are there. My mother's hometown is Lekelebi. Lekelebi, we have 5 towns. All the 5 towns, they were there.
Anyway,
I was a student in all my secondary school. There. So what I'm sharing now is an experience I'm sharing with you. It's not a story. Men can never be trusted. So women, when a guy is interested in you, allow him to pass through the stages. Allow him to pass through the stages. So just as you have asked, so when the doctor recommends, oh, these people, oh, the man is sexually active, the woman is also sexually active, they are sickling cells are compatible. No, then it means these people are at least 60 to 70% ready to marry.
All right.
For me, as an experience, I did not sleep with my wife before we got married. The first time I saw her nakedness was after the wedding. So it is possible. So it doesn't mean when we were together, I wasn't feeling it. I felt for it. There were a lot of temptation, but I control myself. So you have to learn how to control yourself. Self-discipline. That will help you even when you marry. You discipline yourself not to go after other women after marriage.
Thank you very much, Reverend Doc
Yeah.
Joy, for joining us. In fact, I think the word to a wise is even more than enough.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't let sex deceive you.
93 74 999. I call you blessed. Next week we'll go into it deeper.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. I would like to get
Yeah.
into that. All right, so we'll take a break and then we'll get into our opinion segment where our politicians will be here. We'll be talking about the issues that are checking the pulse of Ghana, and we'll make some conversations on it and understand that Honorable Kodobisa is here, and I'll be welcoming him very shortly. Stay with us. This is the Global Morning Show.
It's the new year. From all of us at Adepa Prime Estate, we wish you a happy
Go. Wake up to an exciting morning.
And 18 minutes past 9. Thank you so much for joining us, still being with us. We'll be ending 10 a.m. And Honorable Kodobisa is in the house. And let me welcome him into the studio. Good morning.
Yeah, fine. Morning, Walter. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing well.
And your crew?
Oh, we are doing well.
Very grateful.
How is the reset agenda starting?
Oh, as you can see,
are we on course?
It's in motion. In earnest, and I think Ghanaians can bear testimony to the fact that His Excellency, the President, is on course. And if we give him the needed support, Ghana will succeed by resetting the nation's agenda. And we believe by 3 months' time to 6 months, visible signs will be there for everybody to see. And when Gerard Ado Bibiko, Kakachi no Ponelena, na Fugbe Asokwa, Nonya Datire Nulendiko, and Yave Fianla, to Toge. I think that all said and done, he has started well, and we just have to give him the needed support for him to continue on that. And all those who are being recruited to support the president in the reset agenda will not disappoint the nation, but will perform to give credit to the reset agenda by the president. And I have no doubt that at the end of the day, he will succeed and the nation succeeds equally.
Anyway, let me just take your comments about the appointment so far. What can you say about it? Are we?
Yeah, that is what I have said. That so far, he has proven to be on course, and we don't have any doubt to believe that he's not doing the right thing. I think all the nominees so far have proven their worth. That yes, given the chance, they are poised for action. And I want to believe that so far, so good, I should say. And let's see how the coming days will unfold.
Definitely.
All right. The sweetness of the pudding lies in the eating. So let's see. It looks good. And we want to believe that set into motion, we'll see the needed results as expected, so that we can say that yes, the president has done it, and he didn't miss the goalpost as we witnessed in the nearby past. You know, when so many people were appointed from the beginning, the president will tell you, you wait until the 4 years is over, then you can criticize him because the end justifies the means. But we have all seen it to be a total waste, and a waste of the people's resources or the nation's resources, and that is what we are trying to guard against. And the president had a 120-day social contract with the people, and so far, even his avowed critics are saying that yes, he's on course. It's too early to begin criticizing him, but they want to see, within 3 months to 6 months before they will set their criticism in motion. Just to say that for now, they can't say that he's not doing well, and all the people he has assembled to assist him to, we will say that yes, he is on course, and we trust and believe in his judgment that these people being assembled will assist him to reset the nation's agenda. So far, let's say it's been good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right. We just hope that no issues of appointment apathy will rise from the NDC that will bring about those issues. I'm sure that everyone understands that there's a work to do. So everyone will go ahead to do their work.
Yeah. you know, as a human institution, you cannot work to please everybody. Definitely, when you want to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody. And so just believe in your conviction that whatever you are doing is the right thing, and then you go ahead, you know, to do it. Not everybody will be pleased, but at the end of the day, your position will be justified. That is the essence of being a leader.
All right.
Not that you will not be criticized, but at the end of the day, let your actions justify, you know, the decisions you have taken.
Okay. I'll be sending you to the Parliament House
Okay.
and issues concerning the life in Parliament House these days. And our focus is going to be on Senator Rawlings. And some days ago, we heard about certain comments that was made in the floor of Parliament against her, where we heard they say that the daughter of Medra sit down. The daughter of Medra sit down. This issue started like a play, but in fact, we are seeing it becoming a very huge one, of course, and we see that Anglo traditional rulers, led by Togbe Sri, has issued a 2 weeks ultimatum to the speaker, 5 days to the speaker to identify who mentioned or who said the daughter of a Medra. So the traditional rulers of Anglo Kingdom and the Volta has petitioned the Speaker of Parliament, Albert Bagbin, requesting his assistance in identifying the members of Parliament who verbally assaulted Ajima Rawlings, the MP for Korle Klottey. And they released a full press statement here from Anglo Dukor Council, petitioning the Speaker of Parliament, and their headline is the Speaker of Parliament petition to help identify the member of Parliament who uttered the blasphemous word to wit, "Shut up, you daughter of Medra," during the approval session of vetted ministers on Tuesday, 4 February. In fact, Anglo Traditional Council, Okonya, very serious. The daughter of a Medra, comment me, look over as someone who is living from a Volta region and knows Rawlings very well.
Yeah. I think I can describe it as very unfortunate, a statement that is supposed to have come from those who are supposed to be the torchbearers of nobility in this country, but they are rather fast gaining notoriety for lawlessness, and then this kind of blasphemous utterances, which is unbecoming of a noble institution like Parliament. And so I cannot depart from the position taken by the Anglo chiefs to at least know the person who has made that, according to them, blasphemous comment targeted at our revered former president, Flight Lieutenant J.J. Rawlings, the founder of the National Democratic Congress. But in this case, I don't want to sound partisan, but rather nationalistic, that we must abhor such, derogatory and unsavory comments, purported to have been passed by a noble member of Parliament. That is the reason some people want to replace honorable with dishonorable, members of Parliament. Even today on TV, people were, bold to say that they have lost that nobility, and to continue to describe them as honorable whilst they indulge in dishonorable activities is not befitting the institution. And they think that the actions taken initially by the Speaker of Parliament to restore orderliness in Parliament was to be applauded, but he was still pressured into rescinding his earlier decision. But I want to state that I'm still happy that he has maintained his position for a full-blown investigation to be carried out by the ad hoc committee to uncover what went on, you know. And this one in particular, I understand it was a commemorative day where was it Dr. J.B. Dankwa was to be eulogized, and Dr. Zenato also stood, you know, to contribute to the motion on floor, and she didn't catch the speaker's eye from the beginning, so she was on her feet. So when the floor was given to the minority leader to make his submission, it was then that you hear the coming from behind the minority leader that sit down there, you daughter of a murderer, and some other unpalatable and unsavory, you know, comments also added to that one, which was, you know, audible for almost everybody to hear, and even to those of us watching from the television will clearly hear. But unfortunately, the camera was not focused on the person who was supposed to have made those comments, and so it became a subject of suspicion that first Abu Jinapor, and then they mentioned one other, that two of them were suspected to have generated that comment. But Abu Jinapor came out clearly to deny it and said that he personally was a fan of former President Rawlings, and there was no way he could do that. He was personally invited a number of occasions by former president and counseled the way he should conduct his, you know, parliamentary business and all sorts of that. And he could even remember that at a point when he was being eulogized in Parliament, where the former minority leader, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, was on floor to make a statement. He was the one who seconded that statement from the opposing side. It would therefore be unthinkable for him now to go out to say that he is denigrating the same person that he has held in high esteem. So you become baffled as to whether he actually, you know, was the one who said it or not. So maybe voice experts, or I don't know how they call them, who can, you know, subject that to forensic audit to come out exactly to, maybe they could have a device where all of you will come and shout into that device. Then if it is you, it will match, clap. Okay. Then they say, hey, Milamia. So if it were to be in advanced, you know, countries, getting the person will not be, you know, too much, because they would have used forensic means to, you know who ever made that disgusting statement. So turning to the Anglo chiefs, I will say that yes, it's a call in the right direction to say that yes, they revere their illustrious son, and even the daughter, who is now a member of parliament, is held in high esteem when it comes to the customs and traditions of Anglo. And so they will not sit by for such derogatory and denigrating comments to be passed, you know, about somebody they have held in very high esteem, and they want to know from the speaker. But you know, in parliament, they call something parliamentary immunity, that whatever you do in course of the discharge of your parliamentary duty, you are protected, you are immune from prosecution or whatever. So I don't know how this one fits into their parliamentary immunity. So to say that even when the person is discovered, you hide under parliamentary immunity to escape, either punishment, rebuke, or whatever. Other than that, at least we can name and shame the person, if not for anything at all. Because if the person is covered under parliamentary immunity, not to appear before the Anglo chiefs, where customarily they will punish him, either to appease the gods of Anglo and the soul of the departed, and then the children and family of former President Rawlings, then at least there should be some parliamentary inquiry to fish out the person, at least to name and shame publicly if there's any either punishment or rebuke that by parliamentary standards the person will suffer, if it is suspension from parliament or for a number of days or months. I mean, whatever their law or regulation stipulates in the standing orders, I think should be strictly applied, so that it serves as a deterrent to others who may want to follow, in that dishonorable manner. It is very appalling, so to say.
Yeah. So giving the speaker 5 days to take action, otherwise they will. We don't know what they are planning to do. But 5 days to a speaker, do you think the speaker should have at least do something about it?
Oh, because they
personally before
they are traditional authorities and want to register their displeasure. That is the way they may put it. But the speaker will have to judge all with them and say, oh, he has heard their plea. But 5 days might be too limited a time or too short a time to maybe order a full-blown investigation into an attempt to discover whoever may be behind that unpalatable statement. And so if he wants to yield to their demand or request by trying to get the person involved, I believe that there should be a parliamentary means by which Parliament itself will be interested in trying to uncover, the person behind it, not yielding to pressure per se from the traditional authority, but they can just assure them that Parliament itself has already instituted measures in that direction. And so they will plead with them that whenever they finish their investigation and the person is known, it will be a matter of public record for them also to know. And whatever step they may want to take from there, once it is legal and permissible, they are so, permitted to take it, unless it is against the natural justice or Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. That one, they may be at variance with what the Constitution stipulates. And so we will say that, yes, by their outreach, they are not wrong in putting up such a demand to know, so that whoever will want to do such a thing in future will be minded by, such a position taken by the traditional authority, and not just against the Anglo people, but against other traditional, authorities or sections of society, so that they don't just come out. They are supposed to lead by example, so that the young ones who are watching them from afar, who take them as their role models, will learn from them. But if this is the kind of behavior, they want to exhibit for emulation by the youth, then it's rather unfortunate, because people are even attributing the riot in our second cycle schools nowadays, where students will go on rampage to destroy school property, and for that matter, public property, that they are taking a cue from what is happening in Parliament. If you remember the election of the Speaker during the 8th Parliament, you know, it was, you know, hula baloo, then the passage of the e-levy, that one too, it was near fisticuffs, and then again, recently, we have all seen the vetting committee. What has transpired?
You've been monitoring parliamentary affairs for some time now.
Yes.
And looking at the way things has changed right now, is it possible we can go back to where we used to be, or what can be done about it?
Yes.
The indiscipline in parliament these days.
Yes. One, the strict enforcement of the parliamentary rules and regulations by their own, what is it called?
Standing orders.
They are standing orders, the powers to form an ad hoc committee to deal with any matter. And that was re-echoed by the chairman of the ad hoc committee, Honorable Bejira of Ho West constituency. Also said that, yes, the president, the Speaker had such powers to constitute an ad hoc committee to look into that, and then he also prescribed punishment, if so to say, that if you are found culpable, you will be made to buy the equipment that you have destroyed, and you may also suffer some days of suspension. So he has stipulated a number of measures that those found culpable will suffer at the end of the investigation. That could be one. And I've also said that this behavior being exhibited by some of the people, some didn't receive the right training from home. Just being named an honorable doesn't mean your lifestyle is honorable. So the nature of upbringing you had from home is perhaps what is reflecting in full glare of the public. You know, lifestyle is like a cock submerged down, you know, a water. But immediately you release it, you see it floating, you know, up. So you cannot hide it. So if you have a bad character and you are pretending, it's just a matter of time to exhibit your natural lifestyle. And that is the kind of thing we are seeing. Some of them, they have been bad boys, you know, from childhood. And that is what they are exhibiting. And so I will support the call for the reintroduction of moral education into our curriculum. You know, in the past, we used to have religious and moral, you know, education. We have something called civic education. Boys, courtesy of boys and girls. They will be teaching you how you behave in public. I mean, before an elderly person, how you greet somebody in public. Then, if there's something that you need to inquire, you don't go as if you are ordering the person or as your co-equal. We must still have respect for the elderly. But this day of human rights activism, which is giving the young ones the impetus to say that nobody can order you around. You know, we all have equal rights, whether you are old or not. And if you enter a bus and you are seated before an aged person comes and he has no place to sit, you just, you know, raise your head, look him in the face, and then turn your head away without offering your seat. Grandpa, kindly have a seat. I say, oh, don't worry. Say, no, I can stand. That's why we used to see in the past. But today, you go to a drinking bar, maybe where a teacher takes two thoughts, the student takes 3 thoughts.
Competing with the
And they are competing over there. Meanwhile, in the past, if you see your teacher even walking past the street,
you want to hide.
You want to hide. You don't want to see. But now you can even hold what they term as boyfriend, girlfriend. You know, walk past a teacher and even question him. Oh, say, how do you see us? You see, so this type of lifestyle from infancy is gradually creeping into the lifestyle or behavior we exhibit in public. So if we can go back and try to, you know, encourage even our religious institution, the mission schools in the past, when you are in RC school and you don't attend church service, when you go to school on Monday, they will line all of you up.
Serious.
If you don't attend Sunday school to listen to the gospel, to listen to the teachings, you know, of Christ, that will gradually mold your life.
So the discipline of Ghanaian is going down.
It has gone down completely partly because of this human rights, you know, activism that we seem to place ahead of our traditional norms, you know, and customs, which try to mold our behavior.
So we need to go back to where we came from.
I think so, that we need to. And the strict enforcement of the rules and regulations in their own whatever you call them, they should gradually reverse the trend, you know, as we see. And the polarization, this strict partisan polarization of parliament, where we throw patriotism and nationalism to the dogs and only want to protect the party from which we come, is partly to blame for this. You see that a comment like, you know, I'm also under pressure, you know, from my party, you know, to make sure we do this. You understand? During the vetting, you hear the minority leader tell, you know, us publicly that he was under pressure from his party hierarchy to behave in a certain way, though not helpful to the committee and the public, because the party wanted them to adopt such a position. They do it. When it comes to NDC2, sometimes you hear that, oh, the party directs them, you know, to do this, which might not be in the national interest. So if we can begin to tone down a little bit on some of this strict partisanship, you know, strict polarization of partisanship that we exhibit on the floor of parliament, I believe that. So there should be re-conscientization, you know, education, so that we can tone down on some of these things and then put the national interest ahead of partisan interests. And I think if we begin to do that gradually, we will see that things will take its natural course in parliament.
Exactly. I think we are having some very bad precedents that's happening now.
Not good at all for the optics.
Yeah, exactly.
It is not good at all.
Exactly. Orlando, let me let you listen to this gentleman called Arnold on prayer and what he has been saying. We'll move to the next topic with this one, and exactly with this what we do.
MPP adishye enye samri we ni eba beka se primary islamic support way se wo ye MPP ni mapa na wo koto se MPP 4 ana se MPP ni any NDC ni ekwa boa MPP ni no na yembu NDC ni no na yembu no ye.
All right, so one of very indisciplined comments that came out. He's citing violence, that if any MPP person is being involved in any fight and another MPP person sees that, they should join and beat up the NDC. Ghana has been ranked second most peaceful country recently in Africa.
Yeah.
What are we doing to our democracy with such comments? How did it come to you? As even a member of NDC, such comment coming, how do you take it?
Yeah, just as we have said earlier, in relation to the unsavory comments passed by a faceless parliamentarian, obviously coming from the minority side, against the daughter of the former president, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. It is the same way that we will treat this type of uncivilized comment, excuse my language, because this is very retrogressive, to say the least, coming from a clueless, person, because I cannot, come to think of it, I don't know. As such a caliber of person who is supposed to be a leader, is he not the minority chief whip or so?
Minority chief whip.
I mean, come on, how?
Very, very bad.
How can you say that? And you have even targeted the electoral commission that you are giving them. Is it a 7-day ultimatum? If they don't come up this thing, then you are sending a word of caution to the leader of the NDC, Mahama Yariga, that NDC will know no peace in Parliament if the declaration is not made in their favor, and asking your supporters to go anywhere they find an MPP person in quarrel with an NDC person. They should join forces without even finding out what happens. Join force with the MPP person to beat up the NDC person mercilessly to a point that they will know that, yes, they are the men. I mean, by now, he should be writing a statement at the police station for inciting violence.
Yeah, fear and panic.
Yes, causing fear and panic in the system. I don't know how our laws are becoming discriminatory, and then, class society, where certain people will do certain things, we think that they are above the law. But if it is done by somebody we consider to be a downtrodden, a mobrower, person, then quickly we must bare our teeth at the person to show that the law is working.
You see, when before they started the parliament, the ninth parliament, there's a gentleman who went to break the windscreen of the cars of the parliamentarians there.
Yes.
And that person was arrested.
Immediately.
But when we saw the committee in parliament, they were breaking chairs.
They were breaking chairs, tables, microphones, rigors of the law. And our constitution say equality before the law, that we are all supposed to be equal before the law, which is the constitution, and that nobody, regardless of race, gender, color, creed, whatever, should be treated, with discrimination. But what are we seeing? So we want to encourage the law enforcement agencies also to try and then apply the law evenly without fear or favor. So that we will engender confidence, in our constitution, and then our constitutional bodies, which are supposed to enforce law and order in this country. For Arnaud Dompré, from the NDC side, he has not even won the election. He is there on a stolen verdict, temporarily, which will eventually be sacked from Parliament when the court proceedings kick in, and then decided eventually, because from the NDC's point of view, their coalition has suggested to them that the in Sawam, is it Adwajiri or whatever they call it, occupied by Arnaud Dompré, it's a stolen verdict which they are pursuing in court, and at the right time, if it is dealt with expeditiously. That is why he wants to register his presence, do what he's supposed to do in 4 years within the 1 month that he will stay in Parliament, because he knows ultimately he will be sacked from parliament when the law catches up with him. That is why he is so eager, behaving like a dog that has been injected with Viagra. I don't know how you expect that kind of dog to behave. Avuno Viagra. Anyale epak benono anori.
Interesting.
Esemera. Aha. Abene kwanle ovai na hajemini cross nekpo pakpa vai na ha. Enu ajemu esemera. Aha. Because avuntole dada ko kwa pino ko Viagra ga ke penia. Eyi no vinye. Akpole ihe epak benono ano. Sigba no don't really behaving, and then also the minority leader. You cannot separate because you hear him giving instructions. You hear Honorable Bernard here for that. He's outraged with the minority that go at certain point during proceeding, he will order his people to all stand up and put their microphones on so that
you distract the the other person from speaking.
Because when others' mics are on and you are speaking, nobody will hear you.
Yeah.
You see, such kind of behavior, and you hear them. Mutiti or I don't hear it, so I cannot replicate exactly the words of Anodon that they should dismantle the tables. And you see that it became a tug of war.
Yeah.
When they were pushing it away, others were also pushing it back until they had to turn it upside down. And a table that was having 4 legs from the beginning ended up having 2 legs. That have to be carried in ambulance and sent away.
These are members of parliament.
And these are members of parliament. And if you don't know, if you say, then they say they must hold you before a privileges committee, or you come and answer questions. Their own behavior is letting them down. That even a child in the street can say, oh, these are dishonorable people. I don't think it beholds that institution to be denigrated.
Do you think
and
that
the reason the speaker wants to restore orderliness, we must all support him. But you see that even that, Marking, the minority leader, has gone to even deceive the committee that the speaker said they should discontinue with the probe. And which turned out later to be false. You know, that the chairman, Honorable Bejra, put out that he came to inform them that the speaker said they should discontinue. And he said, he didn't hear anything from the speaker. So the clerk of parliament should go and verify from speaker whether he actually wants them. And then in the night, speaker called him that no, he should continue. Then the clerk also came back to tell him that the speaker said no, he didn't order the discontinuation. So they should, how could our honorable, members of parliament?
I think NDC is going to have a lot of difficult time with the MPP in parliament these days. They are going to get
no. It's a long rope they are being given. They will use the same rope to hang themselves. In a very short time, you realize that this long rope that has been given them, they will use part of it to hang themselves. And after that, they are no more.
0247 0247 900 764 and 0203 766 500. We have some 3 minutes more to wrap up. So if you call us, make your comment very short and brief, straight to the point as well, so that we have you on the line. We have a caller here. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yes, sir, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Salvation Richard on the line.
Calling from?
Slow me down.
Slow me down. All right, talk to us.
Yeah, it is quite unfortunate we are having our honorable men in parliament misbehaving like kids. And even in these days, kids are no longer misbehaving like that. Most especially Honorable Frank Anodon me, he has done a dishonorable thing. He should be called to order. This time around, the police should call him and then deal with him to the distance. He should be put to the corner where he belongs to. Look, how come an honorable person will be in parliament and then be calling somebody, you daughter of a medra? sort of indiscipline is that? We are allowing these so-called politicians to override to where they are not supposed to be.
Right.
It's a high time we Ghanaians, when they come to us for our vote, we let them know the bitter truth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for expressing your point. I think we'll do some more few calls and then we'll end it here. 0247 900-764. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yo, where's on? Maolom, all right.
Nebere. You can top it out to go up in the say. As you know, call me into order. No papa, o punish when we there. Matoya made a every day. I may will have you. May not send it too. Car, Yatra make it soon. Let's take a session lady. No cocoa director. Dake manga de kukuche bede. Dake program already. Then the problem I tell you if they have been make it. You know, Panama say video. Agbe.
Thank you very much. 0247 900-764. Pele Atayo 0203 766 500. Take some last call. Miko last call and we'll end here. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, what talking?
Komla.
The Benemia Memo Mefia Coconum, Honorable Isaac Kotobi Salabore, Police Comendia, Honorable Beto Benato, the weather dodgy. And your Fokomla so to me, Kadi. What talking? I don't put you just a few weeks ago. Honor Sam Dodge, Betty, for the position of Minister for Communication and Digitalization. Over the former President Nana Akufo-Addo, the Neda Kuku. I don't go to the minority. When you mark a good sort of Neda Kuku, Neda Kuku, you might approve ever. You know, the same thing over a black water. Me no fee. Yeah, Brian Tampon. Then you be MPB. Oh, Dako. Then this is the day man hand over power. Over the other day. I be me crossing. I don't go to none of me MFA. Head castle. But another problem and your Suleiman. God be you are a Tonya. I'm a poyo. I'm a poyo. Back me, poyo. Another problem like never empty the brain is the toy. Ole. I got that I will empty the dollar. I can't be done when it's the top. Kaka IGP the pillow. Kaka Voma go empty all the bribe for it. What's some money in Parliament? Never when me left. Yeah, I'm a phone a KTM to me. Then you Ghana, Tommy Metalo, Nyamalemo, me told I don't come a flyer. You left me or see him to me better talk about Cooper, the Yamala corner. I did put that almost almost this people into order. Yahweh Samuel Abujina for our Parliament, Agbabede. I'm a Tonya Megula. I want Kunu, the bag me up to now, make for me cake, but I can young. I'm a former cake, but I can young. Never end this with the Parliament. Start the commentary. Abe?
Ununami.
No, I'm a Wulaji the Ghana Day. Canada, Japan, Akufo-Addo. We
can't take that from you, please. You don't have any evidence to prove that matter for the. Thank you very much. Komla Maka Hokola Dekede Kaju. Honorable.
Ma de kuku ne nyaselao amere gblebe mi jagba mi no nyame gbare vegbe meche vire nya fe brofo va sogbo apa nyimenya global be ye bovio nyu ye vugbe ne vivie ne we ata ne va ho kon ya tuwele ye vugbe mela ana we va je gboro le vegbe meche hey ko aba o fa mi si mese vugbe che o ba dore fuma kakela nche one very comfortable no biem le vegbe mela o me wa vegbe kaka wa A levels
oh nice
eh adagana de to la sinye me dona le vegbe me da nya de kuku be no chaka nemi bare enya de o chela ne ho o nglere ye vugbe me ne be ya ba de me de evegbeme agbe pete ne menya agbase kaka de ko atenwe
avatronyata
avatronyata avatu avaje zozo le etaji akwa fobo nura ya me ta amise mia jawagba ano echaka kle susu be gbe rere ike do mi le kenye mi an to be english o fe gba lo ye bu o fe gbe la mi an no chaka de ma ozu he ma he han le parliament bo ba mere do degbe le parliament de nyame afi o va trade ye vu gbe me abe MP de ka yo be sticker be adun de hoga me gboni be leke wa no parliament le fi ko ya ma to ando ye vu gbo ko vale enuma la me le senu kaka no rese adola o be se ademo be atenu ado egbe nenye be wa ga to agbugbo ade emede ye vu gbe me so that o che fi menye egbe dede o egbe gbolo bubu so that wa wonu ga ke bobo nye be gbolo owu ala fa de kale Ghana na me sa me je gbolo re o de gbe me pe be agbugbo e ba ye vu gbe ma do ma hin eyi he wa ba khola asugbo ga ke na ne yo he wo mi le hele eyi gble avec ikpo mi le afejo ma kin ple anodon preple to le ha gble the whole day ke videma do choma wa ko se be no gbolo nyare amere de gbe me he bu tro re vu gbe me kura he o de touch okpo jijo be mi abe mpie ke do mi abe tare ji le parliament ekwera seamstress de ocho akoti avai over parliament because of evu gbe etala susu nyire ono si yakemete miun kaka over interview le evu gbe nu kale jojo abo oh don't worry next year by this time I'll flow ta let's hope efegbe next time hemi ga have afi kola ma flow bi seminary akwere mi
akwere orobo kodobisa be Academia G efunu na NDC. Thank you very much. Mia akọ wonu de fi Islamic Towa Academia G